is happening?
Honey.
You keep away from me, you weird clone!
Ellie, it's me. It's Mom. I'm Mom.
You are not my mom!
I am Mom.
Shut up!
Ellie, you were not to tell me to shut up.
Oh my God, you are my mom.
So the story Freaky Friday was written by Mary Rogers, and it was also turned into a movie that Disney did back in the 70s with Jodie Foster, and then they did a remake in the early 2000s with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis that is very popular with people, you know, from their teens into their 30s. That was kind of what they remember as Freaky Friday. People that are, you know, my generation remember Jodie Foster. But then there was another remake in 2018 that was a musical that I think it was on Disney Plus. And that musical has become a stage play as well. And we're kind of taking on that story. Freaky Friday is the story of putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And the way the stage adaptation works is that it is a large cast of characters that are played by multiple different people. And so, as you probably already know, the mother and daughter magically switch places, and the mother's in the daughter's body, the daughter's in the mother's body. They both have to go about their day being the other person. But for the rest of the cast, they are also playing multiple characters, and so the actors get a chance to take on lots of different personalities in the show, and that's a lot of fun for them as well. It's a really sweet story. It's funny. The music is really catchy and fun, and there's just a lot of heart, and I think that it's one of those stories that kind of sticks with people. It makes you think about what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes for a day.
Okay. So what made you want to do it?
Well, that's not as interesting of a question for me because I work here full time, and one of the things that we do here is share the stage with our children's productions throughout the summer. And this summer, we knew it was going to be really important to have someone who was here full time directing the show, and so they asked me if I would direct the show that was in July. Carrie Bow, who is our theater operations director, she directed the show that was in June, and then Tara, who's our education director, is working through all the children's productions, and so that is how Freaky Friday came to me. It wasn't something that I was looking for, but rather something that helped our organization as a group to keep this one in-house, and so I said yes.
Well, the movie coming out, the sequel doesn't hurt.
Yes, yeah, that was how it ended up in our season in the first place. They knew that Freakier Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis was going to be out soon as well, and so that's one of the reasons why we chose it for summer. We also have a lot of family-friendly shows in our season this year, and it felt like a good fit with the rest of the season.
Okay. Tell me about the actors, the two main characters or three main characters.
Yeah, so it's Allison Hall plays Catherine, that's the mom, and Anna Claire Ashley plays Ellie, that's the daughter. And they are both just wonderful performers. They both perform here with us quite a bit, and in other area community theaters as well. They are just magic together on stage. I love watching them perform together. They're wonderful singers, and they were both very excited for this show. I know that they both waited all season for this one to come up so they could audition. And really, from the moment they stepped into the audition room, they both, dressed the part, and they came on the same night in the same time slot. They really worked hard to try and get this get this show together for both of them, and that is how it worked out this time around. They were both just perfect for their parts, and I think it's fun for each of them to embody the character of the other.
Right. Now, how many cast do you have in the show?
20.
20, that's a lot. And crew?
That is still TBD. We have our stage manager. There's always someone doing light, sound, and music. But as far as stage crew backstage, that's in flux a little bit until closer to the production day. But I have Myself, I have an assistant director, Andrew Sparks, and then Amy Zerner is our music director, and our choreographer is the very talented Ben Brown. It is his first time choreographing with us here at Center for the Arts, but he's done a lot of other shows in the area, and loved working with him as well.
Okay, so tell me about your character.
So my character is Catherine Blake. I play the mom of the show. She describes herself as uptight and neurotic whenever it's her daughter telling who she is. But in the show, they, I'm sure as you've heard, swap bodies, and Catherine becomes Ellie. So for 75% of the show, I am playing a teenage girl in an adult woman's body. And then for the other 25%, I actually am the mom of Ellie Blake.
So how hard is that? How hard is that?
It's not hard for me because I am very much a type B personality, and that is kind of what Ellie is. And I'm definitely young at heart, and I remember what it was like to be a anxious teenager
Right.
who had lots of emotions. We're talking about my character. She, learns. The mom herself is very concerned about body image and perfection. And, after she becomes Ellie, she goes on this journey to really accept her body and her image, and not everything has to be perfect, because that's what her child teaches her. And then Ellie in her mom's body learns how to grow up a little bit, and she values her family more by the end of it. So they both kind of go on this growth journey through the show, which is cool.
And my character Ellie Blake is one of the leads in the show. It's about the mom and the daughter, and they switch bodies in the show. So for most of the show, I'm actually playing the mom. So I'm kind of playing both the mom and the daughter.
Nice.
But she's a fun character. She's your typical teenage girl where she just is kind of defiant, wants to have her own way. But then when I get to play the mom, I'm very proper and want everything to be in order. So.
So what do you like the best about it?
I think honestly getting to play the two different characters, it's really fun because every time I do a show, I like to be challenged with something, and I think that's been the most challenging is getting the difference between the two characters, and it's just fun. When the show was first announced, Allison Hall, who plays Catherine, we both had talked about it, about wanting to do this show and audition. But also it was kind of it's fun to play off of her because I know her so well, so then I can try to get her mannerisms and how she moves and how she acts and stuff. But it was a really fun audition process. It was different, but it was super fun.
How did you get in my body?
How did you get in mine?
I'm in yours? No way, this sucks!
I don't understand this.
It's a super bad dream. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Ooh. I pull it and it just stays there.
Stop that.
Mom, maybe we're tripping. Somebody slipped us a drug. Fletcher.
Your brother did not drug us.
But we're sick. I'm calling 911.
Wait, no, stop.